Lust cost me millions in trading, not because I blew up one account, but it's because I blew up my focus. And the truth is, lust isn't just what you watch, it's what you're trading your time for. Every late night, every scroll, every image, I was selling my purpose. And I'm not proud of it, but I'm gonna tell you how it destroyed my focus, how it deterred me off the path that I knew God had for me when it came to trading, when it came to making money, when it came to entrepreneurship, and all these millions to come my way. But it's also how God broke me and rebuilt the man that I am now today, sitting in front of you, or at least talking to you in the screen. And if you're seeing this video, it's 100% meant for you, and I promise you it is an on-time word, because always remember what God has for you is for you. So back then I was mainly manually trading, and at that time I was thinking, to make a lot of money, to have a lot of success, it was all about the grind, it was all about the hard work, it was all about the locked in focus, right? And I ignored everything about actually guarding. And I'd wake up late because I stayed up late. I was chasing that dopamine, I was chasing the pleasure, and it gave me that rush I was searching for. But after it was all said and done, after the deed was done, you just feel empty. You feel like you gave all that energy, all that focus, all that time to where it can be put into your goals, to where it can be put into the ambitions and the things that you want to do, or even just for God. And it becomes a thing where you tell yourself it's harmless, you just need to focus, you just need to relax, you just like, it's the last time. But every time you lean into it, you lose a piece of focus, a piece of that drive, a piece of that ambition that could have been used to build your future. And when I realized that God is not gonna bless a mess, I'm praying for these things, right? And there's a lot of times, listen to this, a lot of times we wanna pray to skip the process. We want that thing now. So we're praying to skip the entire process, but the process is what refines you, it's what builds you, it's what puts you through the fire so you can be that person that's ready to have that thing. And so when I realized that God was not going to bless a mess, he was not going to bless me in that state that I was in. I didn't have the right focus. I didn't have the right mindset. So I was living in my flesh. I had those secular desires. You know how it says God will give you the desires of your heart. He'll give you the desires of your heart, because when you get closer to him, your desires become his desires. So I was praying for that breakthrough while I was stuck in the bondage. I was trying to get more financially while spiritually I'm dead. I'm spiritually broke. And it's like when you shift your focus of what's really important, because you know, he'll search after his righteousness, seek his face, and all these things will be added unto you, right? I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that at all. I was focused on getting the things. I was not in love with the blessings, because I still love God. I was still praying. I was still going to church. But at the same time, I was doing some of the things that I just wanted to do. And it hurt me so bad. It set me back so far. And then I'm wondering, okay, why is every business failing? Okay, why is my trading not working? Why is the trades not hitting? Why is this not working out? Why is that not working out? Because Satan has full reign, and I gave him the authority. I gave him the access to have his way. Instead of I'm praying God has his way in my business, but the whole time I'm shutting the door on God and opening it up for Satan. I'm saying, come on, God, please have your way in my life. But hey, Satan, come on. What I'm doing, I'm telling him to come into my life. At the same time, my actions is shutting God out. And that's where a lot of us are just messing up at. We want these things, which is nothing wrong wanting these things, right? But we're not going about it the right way. We're not going after it the right way. We're spiritually dead and wanting to be abundantly living lavish, right? And I'd sit at the charts every single morning, praying before I got into my trades. Remember that video? I was praying before I got into my trades, praying that I stick to my strategy, praying for that discipline. I didn't have discipline to myself when it came to what I'm watching, when it came to what I was looking at, when it came to how I was speaking. And it hurt me because I didn't have God in my business. I couldn't have God in my business fully because he wasn't in my spiritual life. So how would he come into my business life if he can't come into my personal life? So on the charts, I'd force those setups, not because it was good setups, but because I was anxious, I was distracted, I was setting too big of an entry on my position or whatever because I was not paying attention. I was distracted, like I said. I wasn't focused, I wasn't locked in, I wasn't following my trading plan because I didn't have that discipline. My emotions were up and down because I wasn't being led by the Spirit. And when you trade from guilt, you begin to overcompensate. You start trying to get your peace from your performance when it came to trading. And there were many months where I made so much money, but then I still felt broke inside because peace is more valuable than profit, and I didn't have either. And I remember there were it was like 3 setups that I would have made so much money. I even told my wife, I would have made so much money, I ain't gonna detail, but I would have made so much money if I was in the right position, if I was in the right time at the right place where I should have been. You ever hear right time, right place? It just happens, it's just favor. And it even makes me think about how David, when he was on top of the building, he was looking at his best friend's wife getting bathed, right? But usually at that time, the kings went to war. He didn't go to war. He wasn't where he was supposed to be at the right time. He was supposed to be in war. So he would have never slept with her. He would have never messed up if he was there at the right time. And I missed those setups because I wasn't there at the right time. I would have made so much money. And I was upset, and I had to reflect bro, I need to lock in. It's distracting me. It's messing me up. It's throwing me off my pivot, but it's sin. And sin is never satisfied. So you'll just keep wanting more, you'll just keep wanting more distractions, whatever you're addicted to, whatever your vice is. It's just not good. And you can look at lust at so many ways. Mine was pornography, to be honest. And lust didn't just steal the time and the focus, but it stole the creativity, it stole the drive, it stole the purpose and the goals that I had. Now at this point, I was just kind of just like living. I was just coasting. And I couldn't hear God clearly because it was too much noise in my own life. How can you hear God when you shut him out of everything? How can you truly hear God when you're not involving him in your everyday life, your everyday business? He wants to walk with you. He wants to be with you. I'm not saying you're gonna be perfect. You'll never be perfect. That's why we need Jesus, right? But it's about the desires. It's about the heart. It's about the mind. It's about where you're placing your eyes. And I was watching a sermon that said God can't change your situation if you won't let him change your desires. And that's where I froze, because I was asking God to change my situation, but I was hiding my habit. And that night I said, I can't live like this anymore. And I turned it all off and I told God to change me, because I know I can't do it on my own strength. I tried to do it on my own strength. I know I can't do it on my own strength. I need him. I need him to do it. I need surrender my will, my way, what I want, for him to actually change this thing. Well, a lot of times people think deliverance is instant. That's in some cases, but most of the time it is a process. I had to rewire my mind. I had to delete accounts. I had to delete apps. I had to cut off my fingers. I had to stop talking to certain people. But the thing is, when people get rid of these bad things, when they get rid of the negative things that are in their life, they don't replace with anything good. And whatever displaced is replaced. So whatever you take out of your life, someone's gonna feel it regardless. So you have to make the cognitive option or decision to replace it with something good. So I had to replace it with prayer. I had to replace it with fasting. I had to replace it with reading my Bible, small groups, church, consistently. I had to replace it with those things. Otherwise, something else negative will come back. And I noticed like my clarity in trading started to come back. I could start seeing things again. I could start hearing God more. Not audibly. I never heard God audibly. Some people say they have, but I could start feeling the tug on my spirit more. Like a lot of things became more clear. My dreams were more vivid. I believe he talks to me in my dreams a lot. All these things started to come full circle. My patience returned. My peace came back. The charts didn't feel like a battlefield anymore. And that's when I understood spiritual discipline is trading discipline. When you walk right, doors open you never even knocked on. That's called the favor of God, and it is real. And I know they say favor is not fair. Favor is fair. You're his child. He cares about you. He just wants you to be in the right position. He wants you to be ready to give you these things and open those doors. And people think success is about hustle, but it's not. It's about submitting to God. It's about putting him first, and he will open those doors. Favor will take you way more farther than the grind. I promise you, because sometimes some things just don't make sense. But favor will take you way farther, and favor will expedite, will shoot up. And if you feel like the devil, if you feel like it's too late or you waste too much time, Satan will tell you that lie. He will tell you that lie that you've already wasted too much time, already took a lot of your time, you have no time to get this back. And then you dwell on it like, dang, what if I would have been stopped doing that? What if I would have focused, and what if I locked in during that time? God will shut that lie down and say, okay, now you're ready. Now let's expedite this. He'll give you that time back that Satan stole. He's the redeemer. He's the replacer. He will give you what Satan has taken, what he's lost. You need to declare that in your life. And I was chasing for years what obedience was just going to give me for free. So once you're obedient and in alignment with God, you're not fighting the current anymore. You're just flowing with it. Even in business, things started to flow. Videos started to go viral. Connections, I just started to meet people that would be able to help me in my journey. Like things just start opening up. And did I mess up? Yeah. There's been times I messed up, things I failed. But the righteous man falls 7 times and what? He gets back up. It's like when you mess up, when you fall down, you just quit. And I never understood that, how people just like, things just happen to them and they just lay over and just be ready to die. Like, how do you quit so easy? How do you give up so easy? I could not do that. I can't. I don't care, man. I'd rather be in a position to fail than to not receive anything, not try at all. I'd rather fail than never fail because I didn't try anything. I'd rather fail because I tried, personally. So this is to every woman, this is to every man, whether you're trying for trading, whether you're going for different entrepreneurship field, whatever it is, whatever industry it is, you're going to get it by giving it to God. You gotta surrender your will. You have to surrender your desires. You just have to give it to God and say, God, I need your help because I know I can't do this alone. You know my heart. You know the things I want out of this world. You know the things I want out of this life. I just ask that you would align it with yours. Refine me, purge me, take the things that are not of you out of me. Help me, Lord. Reveal these things to me. Convict me of the things that I'm doing that I'm not supposed to be doing, that I don't even know I'm not supposed to be doing. You have to tell him that. Be honest with him. Be transparent. All he wants is an authentic relationship with you. He just wants to talk to you how you would talk to your father. That's your father in heaven. Obviously, if you don't got a good relationship with your dad, kind of don't blow that up, but you know how it is. He doesn't need your perfection. He needs your surrender, whether it's lying, whether it's lust, whether it's stealing, whether it's adultery, whether it's fornication, whether it's all the greed, pride, all these different things. It doesn't matter. It all is the same root. It's self-worship, and that is the root of sin. It's pride. It is pride. pride because your sin is for yourself. The moment you let that die, your destiny comes to life. And don't get me wrong, trials will still come. Trials are part of the journey. It says, be glad in the trials. Take joy in the trials. Builds the character in you and turns you into the person that you need to be able to handle those blessings, to be able to store that load God has given you. And that character will unlock blessings. And even falling, as a righteous man falls 7 times, he gets back up, right? But the difference is now, I'm not staying down. I'm not falling back into the sin. I'm not living in the sin. That's the difference. Now I live differently. I wake up early. I pray before I trade. I don't chase women. I don't look at other women. I focus on my wife. I focus on my mission. I focus on my journey. And I chase wisdom instead. I don't look for validation online. I look for confirmation in the word. I learned that conquering trading starts with conquering yourself. If you want to kill the charts, you have to kill your flesh. You can't win externally if you're losing internally. The moment you win that internal war, you'll see the fruits of it on your external life. And I believe I'm living proof of that. Today I trade completely emotion-free. Yes, because I kill my flesh, but also because I just let my AI trade for me most of the time. I let it handle the execution so I don't have to focus. I don't have to be obedient to the charts anymore. I just let the AI do it. Because also discipline and automation together, it creates that peace. If you do want to learn how I use trading AI and automation to trade for me, then you can click the link in the description for my free Trading AI Masterclass. But I promise you, the class won't save you if you don't surrender yourself. God can give you wisdom, but you have to give him your will. Also, I made a YouTube channel that's going to mainly focus on trading automation so it can help you, and it goes into the depths of it. So also make sure you subscribe to that new YouTube channel in the description. Please don't let lust, distraction, pride steal you and take away those blessings that God has set for specifically for you. Your purpose is worth more than pleasure. Your focus is worth more than fantasy. And your destiny is waiting on the other side of your discipline. Conquer your flesh and you'll conquer your finances. Because when you trade from peace, you trade like a queen or a king.